Hey everybody, Dario Verbanik here again with your May 2023 real estate update. Let's jump right into it. So today's presentation is going to be a quick summary of May and what happened, and a lot is happening. A closer look at individual markets and the numbers, what I'm hearing from other agents, which is actually quite interesting based on it's a little bit different than what you might be hearing in the media, and the latest Bank of Canada interest hike. So in terms of a summary, things are moving. There's a lot of business happening, increase in sales, there's an increase in new listings, and the average sale price in Niagara, although some cities are a bit different, the average sale price increased a little bit as well. For the most part, prices held steady, which is good given all the volatility in the last year, and some had a modest increase from last month. So in terms of individual markets, as always, we're going to look to the right of the red line, a little bit better for investing in terms of population and other factors. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly, and if you want to check out a particular market, by all means, just pause the video. A couple things to note. We're still in that point of the year where the comparison to 2022 is going to be quite dramatic. In 2022, the market started to really settle down around June and July, so it's going to look like quite a big decrease year over year. So at this point, it's probably better to just be looking month over month to get an idea of what the market's been doing lately, because it was such an outlier last year that it's not really helpful or productive to look at that. So what I'm hearing from other agents right now is if you're going to come in with a condition, they're probably not going to be able to get their seller to agree to it, simply because there's a lot of demand on the market. Excuse me, there's a lot of bidding wars happening right now. So if you're bringing in conditions, you already know going in, you're not really going to have a good opportunity to get that house. Sellers are pricing a bit above what they want, and this is the difference I was referencing earlier. Usually in a really hot market, sellers price it and they get more than what they're asking for, and everyone knows that's going to happen because it's hot. So although conditions are not really accepted right now, it's more of a scenario that you're going to get an offer that's going to be a little bit below asking, and because it's below asking, you don't want to put a condition because then it's like two strikes against you. So it's kind of right at the moment, it's more about who's working with you rather than just the contents of your offer. It's the way of the agent selling it to the other agent who's going to talk to the sellers, sort of giving them the proper guidance and the proper perhaps language to go back to their selling clients with in order to convince them this is a really good offer or this is something that they should strongly consider. So smart agents, not necessarily the exact numbers on the paper, are what are winning bidding wars. And it's not always that the sellers are setting up for bidding wars. It's just that when someone sees a home and then they see an offer has been registered, they jump on it knowing that they're going to have to get on it now, and they can't just sit and wait and try and get a better price in a week from now. As most people are probably aware right now, the Bank of Canada, once again, in their wisdom, hiked the interest rate again. Although it is 0.25 and it's not crazy, the most worrying part is that they've hinted that there might be more to come. The markets that predict rates and what's going to happen in the future are predicting one, if not two hikes in the next little while. I've heard as soon as the end of the summer. I've heard, almost for sure that it's going to happen before the end of the year. Again, no one really knows, so it is pure speculation. But when the Bank of Canada hints they're going to do something, they're usually laying the groundwork or softening the blow for what they're about to do. All that being said, if you are thinking of buying, and especially if you've been pre-approved, now's the time, because if they hike it another couple times, you might not qualify, or it might be long enough that you're going to lose that rate, then you have to qualify at the new rate, and it's just not going to be good for you. So if you are thinking of buying, now is the time, as opposed to waiting, even 3 months to jump into it, waiting for any sort of fall market. And I think some sellers are aware of this too, so they're going to be listing their properties perhaps earlier than what they might traditionally in the fall market. As always, if you want to get in touch, please do DM on Instagram or directly by email. See you next month.